Good morning, Eastern Stars.
Today is Friday, June 2nd, 2023. I'm Grady.
I'm Mr. Cooper.
I'm Lainey.
What's for lunch?
First choice is pepperoni pizza. Second choice is cheese pizza. And salad bar is some butter and jelly with goldfish and cheese stick.
Today we have 3 Eastern Star birthdays. Happy birthday to Dylan in Mrs. Stout's class, Atticus in Mrs. Hilden's class, and Kit in Mrs. Ferguson's class. We hope you all have a great birthday.
Today will be a high of 87 degrees and partly cloudy skies.
Another warm one today.
Reminder that Monday will be wear your favorite sunglasses to school. Any sunglasses you like will be perfect.
You have a favorite pair?
No.
No. Do you have a favorite pair?
I have like 2.
Okay. I only have one pair, so I'll wear those all day long. We have field trips.
For field trips today, Mrs. Nelson's class will be going to the tall ships, and Mr. Cooper and Mrs. Hamlin's class will be going to Carlisle Field to launch some rockets. Those field trips are going to be so much fun.
Speaking of rockets, we got 2 of them set up right here. And these are cool special rockets that have an area called a payload area where you can put something in it to launch it to outer space. Lainey's gonna launch
Me.
herself as a baby. This is Hazel. She's gonna launch
Her stepdad.
her stepdad.
With a mustache.
Very nicely decorated, by the way. Gretty's is over here.
I'm going to launch a picture of Rose and I, but I have not taped it yet.
But it's still very prettily decorated. I am gonna launch this rocket. It's not very fancy, but this is called a green egg rocket. So I'm gonna actually, do you see that in there? That's a real egg. So I'm gonna launch this egg and see how high it goes. We have a few shout outs.
Rain in Mrs. Annalyn's class would like to give a shout out to Mrs. Meyer's class for being a star.
August would like to give a shout out to Elka for helping him put his work away.
Mrs. Lerner would like to give a shout out to Lucy from Mrs. Edwardson for helping Flynn with a problem at the end of recess. That's my buddy.
Flynn's your buddy?
No, Lucy.
Oh, Lucy is.
And it's also her neighbor.
Yeah, got it.
Sophie in Mrs. Nelson's class would like to give a shout out to Madison.
Teachers, I am sending out the subschedule today. Katie is here.
That's Ms. Jenkins.
And we have some time available.
An announcement within an announcement.
You can sign up for the times that are highlighted.
It's a long one.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Jenkins. Better start with that one over.
Sophie in Mrs. Nelson's class would like to give a shout out to Madison in Mrs. Schemberger's class for being a good friend.
There are 8.5 days until summer.
Whoa, it's taken away. Speaking of eggs, remember what I talked about the egg inside the rocket? Something unusual happened. Not uncommon, but not very often do these geckos lay eggs. Now this is a gecko egg, and it's already dried up. One of these geckos laid an egg last night, and it didn't have a chance to become a little baby gecko. It's kind of like the egg that I had with the chicken egg. So that wasn't going to become a chick, and this egg was not going to become a gecko. But every once in a while, they just lay eggs. Pretty interesting, huh? One time I saw an egg being laid. It was really cool. But that's it. A little creature information for you. Lainey's going to get the star. She's hustling. Or at least she started to hustle when I said that. And let's send them off. She ran into a table. How's the hip?
Great.
All right. Remember to be
Safe, trustworthy, attentive, and respectful. Be a star. Have a funny Friday, and please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.